Carbondale. How's everyone doing today? Thank you so much for tuning in to WDBX 91.1 Community Radio for Southern Illinois and the world. I am your host, Eva Fisher, for Talk of the Town. I'm here with some awesome guests today. So pumped for this episode because I'm sitting here with Dena Haun, Tourism and Special Events Coordinator with the City of Carbondale, Steve Fallett of River Radio, Steve FM, and I'm Molly Hudgins with the SIU Alumni Association. Hey everyone.
Hey, thanks for having us, Eva.
Thanks so much for coming on today. I appreciate it. Steve, I always love when I get to have a fellow radio person in my presence, a little, little station swap here.
Oh, station swap. Right. Well, hey, you know what? We're glad to be a part of this, and anything we can do to help WDBX as well. I mean, they're great partners in the community and well needed, a well needed source of community pride. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're so happy to get to bring these stories and these messages about community events to our local listeners, including a really big one, all right? So Halloween in Carbondale has officially kicked off this past weekend at the Varsity with some special screenings of some good horror films, and we're rolling along, and it is non-stop now until the end of this month. If you haven't checked out the itinerary on CarbondaleHalloween.com, go on there right now as you're listening to this, and you'll just see, you will not get bored the month of October in Carbondale.
Yeah, the month of October and even into November. I know our Halloween offerings in Carbondale have just expanded upon the month of October. Again, really reaching into November with some of those amazing programs.
Yes, indeed. Okay, one of the biggest ones, the reason why I have these three superstars here with me right now, is we are talking about the Carbondale Halloween Homecoming Music Street Festival that will be taking place at the end of this month on October 24th. It's a Friday from 3 to 10 p.m. We are going to be shutting down the strip again, celebrating homecoming with those Salukis, celebrating Halloween, a Carbondale favorite, and yeah, tons of exciting family programming. And Dena, I'm going to let you dive in and tell us some more of the ins and outs of this Music Street Festival.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a really exciting time in Southern Illinois, an exciting time in Carbondale, because we get to shine a light on all these incredible community offerings and then celebrate as a big community on the Strip. We get to welcome back all the alum for homecoming, and this year it just so happened to fall on Carbondale Halloween. So we all met with some other incredible partners that we're so thrilled about. This year we have Hangar 9, new owners Scott and Andrew that hopped on board with us for the planning initiatives. We also have Carbondale Main Street along for the ride as well. They were great partners last year. We're so excited to have them back this year. And then we've even added a student component. So the SIU Student Programming Council will also be joining us. And then we're so grateful and honored for our big premier sponsor, Kerner Distributing. I know they'll be representing some of their brands like High Noon and Coors Light as well, so some of those favorites. So this year, our offerings have expanded to grow so that the students are involved and then the community piece as well. So we are kicking off at 3 p.m. like you mentioned with one of Carbondale's favorite iconic activities, which is the Great Halloween Candy Walk downtown. So we work with those local schools. We are allowing all of our guests to come out and experience that candy walk to kick off this event. So Eva, you mentioned it starts at 3, goes until 10.
Can you explain what that candy walk actually consists of? Our
downtown businesses get to sign up with Carbondale Main Street to host guests as they come walking up and down the strip to the different businesses to get candy.
So it's trick-or-treating, right?
Trick-or-treating along the strip.
Yep, along the strip, so then folks can make their way towards the heart of the festival, which will be located in front of Hangar 9, in front of the Big Chill, and the First Mid parking lot. Thank you for that. First Mid, super stoked on that. And then in front of the Varsity as well. So we'll be shutting down the strip from College to Elm for a pedestrian-only walking experience. So yeah, really, really excited for all those components. And that's just the beginning.
Oh yeah.
So
the candy walk really kicks off kids in costumes, family, the whole bit, which
does.
is what Halloween historically was in Carbondale. It was all about the students in the university, but it's always been a really great community event as well. So this kicks off that community, kids in costumes, a little trick-or-treating, but also the history of Halloween and bringing that back to having a strip shut down and a lot of community involvement, right?
Yeah, and then also at that same time, so 3 p.m. the candy walk kicks off. We also have the unveiling of the community altar over at the Varsity Center. So Sakabe, one of our nonprofit organizations in the community, they're working in partnership with the Varsity Center to have an unveiling. So folks that have maybe lost some loved ones and want to honor them and pay respects can submit those artifacts so that we have a beautiful display of this community altar. So really just
De los Muertos
Yes,
altar. It's going to be so
absolutely.
cool having that that kind of history and that honoring and that cultural experience for our community.
Yeah, and so what better way to kick off this big music street festival than with some of our benchmark programs.
Yeah.
That way, the alums visiting in get to be a part of that, and then just for our community members to flourish and have a great time this Halloween season. Also, what's a little different this year is we had so much fun last year on the Strip.
It was a really good time.
It was
That was a
Epic
lot of
Rager.
fun.
Epic Rager.
Epic, it was epic, that's right. We used that term quite a bit, didn't we?
Yeah, and so we wanted to figure how can we turn that up just a little bit this year. So not only having it on the iconic Carbondale Halloween weekend, we are adding an additional stage. So we have expanded the program offerings to have 4 different bands. The first band kicks off at 3:50 in our vendor lot on that second stage over at the First Mid Bank parking lot. We'll have tons of vendors on site, as well as registered student organizations, all hosting different booths. We'll have artists, we'll have merchants, all there for your shopping and dancing and grooving experience too.
Yes. Yeah, those carnival games, those student organizations going to set up those games for families to come and enjoy.
We also have the SIU Touch of Nature mobile rock climbing wall, so
Yes.
you'll be able to climb a rock wall while you're there. And then the
Right,
fire
sure.
department is coming
Yeah.
out too with one of their trucks, so we can explore that as well.
That's
Are
going to
they
be
gonna
so
be
cool.
shooting the fire hose?
I don't
Are
think
they gonna
this
be doing
one.
fire hose fights or?
I don't
or
think for
things
this
undo
one.
the
I think we keep
hydrants
that.
or anything
I think we
like
keep that over at Turley Park. Let's keep the summer fun
Yeah.
over there. I think
Yeah.
for this one, it's just more or less to come out and get to
Okay.
connect with your local firefighters.
A little bit of fun for all ages though, because we talked about the candy walk,
Yeah.
you just mentioned the vendors and the climbing wall, kind of a family orientation. Our student orgs, we're involving them in a couple of ways. We want the students to come down and enjoy the music,
Yeah.
see what Carbondale Halloween has historically been talked about, but we also wanted to give them a reason to be involved. And
Yeah.
so our RSOs have dug in. They are, several of them, quite a few of them actually, have signed up to host a booth so they can do a little bit of fundraising. They can be out and be a part of a community and really feel like they are part of this Halloween Music Street Festival as well.
Yes.
So that festival happens with food trucks. We're gonna hit all ages because you've got food, you've got the RSOs and games for kids, the climbing wall. We also have 4 beer stands set up, courtesy of the Hanger and Kerner,
Yeah.
doing that. Some merch stands, so we start to filter in a little bit of the college fun as well with some beer along with trick or treating and
Oh,
some
yeah.
things like that. So it really integrates all of what a cool festival should be.
It
Yeah.
does, and that support local initiative too. We're encouraging people to come out and support those RSOs so that they can have that fundraising component,
Yeah.
support those local artists as well, and then you get to walk away with some really cool things.
Yeah.
We have lots of incredible artists here, so I always love picking up different, jewelry or merch or even some tasty treats along the way.
And supporting our local businesses too. The businesses will have awesome opportunities to get involved with some fun specials on the strip that day. So, especially alumni coming back, they're going to get to visit all their old haunts, if you will, and, see those deals and, be able to get some fun rounds of drinks for all the friends.
Absolutely, and part of this is, this event is housed in the downtown entertainment district. So really being able to walk from establishment to establishment, you can, build upon your own experience as you wish. make a whole weekend out of it. You know, we even suggest folks to come in early on Thursday. I'm sure there's going to be incredible events going around town. I think we just launched an announcement of an event kickoff that's happening at Hangar 9. That initiative. So excited for that.
Yeah, Salukis build here,
Yes.
and we see that. We see that investment from alumni reopening Hangar 9 and businesses all over Carbondale.
Yeah, so it's an extended weekend. You know, we really want folks to come to Carbondale, but live it like you're still here. You know, you're always a Saluki, once a Saluki, always a Saluki.
Yeah.
We get to cheer on that football team on Saturday.
Yeah.
But before then, you know, we have so many other things and nuggets to dive into for this event.
Yeah, will you tell us a little more about the music? You mentioned the first band, or the first stage kicking off.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be a homecoming party without our friends, the Modern Day Saints. So we're so excited for them to open up the evening on that second stage in the first mid parking lot. They will be featuring Tall Paul and some other guests. So we're not too sure what they have up their sleeve just yet. But a little, you know, Carbondale classic.
Yeah.
And so when we spoke about, you know, engagement with the students and wanting to have that entertainment that spans across all different ages and genres, we're so excited to welcome Hot Like Mars here to Southern Illinois. They're a Chicago-based funk group.
Awesome.
Really great musicians and lots of great energy as well. So again, for that family-friendly, good vibe, get out, get those dancing shoes ready, kind of kick off things on that smaller stage.
Yeah.
And so then it leads us to our main stage. And so on the highway, on the strip, we have Keller Williams presents The Dead Petty Keller Grass.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if any of y'all are familiar with Keller Williams. You know, he's come through Carbondale a handful of times out of the Copper Dragon back in the day. But he has created this incredible ensemble that features nods to the Grateful Dead, nods to Tom Petty. So some of your, you know, classic tunes that you may recall, with a psychedelic bluegrass fusion kind of intertwined.
Love it.
Yeah, so lots of improv jams, lots of, you know, language and words that you know from these songs that are very popular, but then, you know, mixing it with incredible instrumentalist twist. So
How fun.
Yeah.
How unique.
I know, it's gonna be so fun.
Yes.
And then our headliner,
Yes.
goodness, going back a little bit, we've got the Urge coming back. So they are an incredible band out of St. Louis. They've been to Carbondale back in the 90s at a Sunset concert. They've also played out at Copper Dragon as well. I know we have some incredible fans in Southern Illinois for the Urge, so we're really excited to welcome them back. They don't traditionally tour, and so this is a comeback show.
Yeah.
They've been, you know, on a couple shows this year, celebrating, I believe, their 30th anniversary. And so we're excited that they are coming back home to Carbondale to share that experience with all of our guests.
Oh my goodness.
Well, and with
Fantastic.
Modern Day Saints, this is their return. They opened up last year's show
Yep.
for the Jungle Dogs, and Modern Day Saints, I don't know if you remember, but I mean, they put on one heck of a show.
Oh yeah.
Their music is music that, you know, people of my age, you know, can basically sing every note, and they are a really accomplished band. They started their band here in Carbondale, and they're from the Chicago area. But when they left Carbondale, they went to California and were this close to hitting it big.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have really done a great job over the years. And then they kind of got away from music and they kind of morphed back to the Chicago area. And that's when we brought them back for our homecoming celebration last year. They were great to work with, great to deal with, and their presence on stage was something to see. And I'm glad to see them back because,
for sure.
and they're going to be on the smaller stage, so you can get up close and personal with them. I mean, they put on one heck of a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say they're getting it big now, playing the Carbondale Halloween Homecoming Music Street Festival. What's bigger than that?
Yeah, and they're going to play a couple times in Carbondale that weekend too, because they're playing for us on Friday night, and then I think just to cater to that 80s and 90s crowd, because you mentioned they started here, they're going to play at the Hangar on Saturday evening.
That's incredible.
I realize that.
Yeah, so
That's
after football, after all the festivities, they'll be at the Hangar Saturday night.
That's exciting.
I love that, because Carbondale, what's so fun and cool about this music scene is it's like family. So people do form those bonds with those bands. So to get to spend that quality time with them while they're home for homecoming, how special.
Yeah, and just a little note on that too. I mean, the guys in Modern Day Saints all have some incredible projects going on too. I know Terry, if I'm not mistaken, is just releasing either a new single or a new record right now. So they may have some exciting new tunes to bring back as well. So really looking forward to that.
That's so great. We're about halfway through our program, so if you're just tuning in, we are talking with Dena Haun, Steve Fallett, and Molly Hudgins all about the upcoming Carbondale Halloween Homecoming Music Street Festival on Saturday, October 24th. So Molly, I want to talk some more about the homecoming aspect of all of this. So what does this mean for the SIU Alumni Association to get to host this really stars-aligned iconic event?
It is. The stars have aligned, and you know, both homecoming and Halloween are about tradition at SIU. We have historically always had a really great, robust Halloween weekend in Carbondale.
Yeah.
You know, revolving around football and tailgate and the parade. Last year we had the opportunity to throw in a new twist with shutting down the strip for the first time and Jungle Dogs playing their final show ever.
Yeah.
So it added a little bit of, wow, let's get back to Carbondale and see what this new twist to homecoming is. Now with it falling on historic Halloween weekend in Carbondale, this is a tradition that has always been around but returns with a new twist. I mean, Halloween in Carbondale is something that all of our alums remember. And that's what, you know, the music is huge. Carbondale is known for the music scene, but one of the things you can say across generations, and there's 3 generations of Saluki alums sitting right here, all 3 of us have a memory of Halloween. They may all be different, but they're a memory of Halloween, and that's what this has done for our alums is homecoming is a tradition, but Halloween in Carbondale is a tradition. And, you know, we've invited our alums back. I was in Chicago, St. Louis this summer. Everywhere I've been, when I say, hey, you all, that tradition of Halloween is coming back. There's people booking rooms.
Yeah.
We want our alums to come and experience it again and know this is, that Carbondale scene is here. It's the music, it's the festivals, it's the vendors, it's that great college town you've always known. And you know, you maybe haven't visited in a while, but come back because it's still here and it's growing again, and it's one of those scenes you really want to be a part of. So I think for us as an alumni association, this is a really neat thing to be a part of because it connects our alumni. You know, we try to do things to connect different pockets of alumni. This spans generations for us to connect alumni back and engage them and make them remember why SIU and Carbondale were so special.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so powerful. One thing stuck out to me when you were just talking there about, you know, welcoming folks back is the growth that they can see and just this new energy that's here. I mean, we are sitting right now in a new iconic building, the Southern Illinois Multimodal Station, our new Amtrak Center, which is crowned the jewel of the Southern Line.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're talking about these monumental projects. We've got the stage just right across the street here, so the Downtown Entertainment and Events Plaza. And we want, you know, that alum, all the families of our current Salukis, you know, our Carbondale and Southern Illinois residents, to be a part of this growth and to experience it along the way. So what better, you know, opportunity than coming out, you know, boots, feet on the ground, you know, up and down that strip, being able to be in that pedestrian friendly zone to really just enjoy this new age of Carbondale.
Yeah, I've been going into some freshman classes to talk about SIU traditions, and this has been a really fun thing. Our freshmen who have parents and grandparents and siblings that have gone to school here, I always start with them and say, you know, what have you heard? And they're like, well, we've heard about Halloween. And I'm like, well, now you're here. You can come be a part of a tradition that is a Saluki tradition. And I think that's one of the things. But then our alums that are going to come back for the first time in years, and we're hoping a lot of them come back and be part of this community again, they're going to see some new growth on campus. We've got a new building going up there where out of the ashes of McAndrew Stadium. So they're going to pull in and see growth and change and great things going on in the town. Great things going on campus. It's a really positive time, I think, for Southern Illinois, for Carbondale, for the university. So for me, this is this is our event of the year for alums across generations, across the country, to really be able to be a part of it.
For sure.
So I'm excited about something.
You talk about that growth and talk about those memories, and of course, we all know, and everyone in Carbondale knows, we missed Carbondale Halloween for a while, you know, it had to be canceled for a bit of time. It got, you know, there were some chaotic elements back in the day, but back in 2018, got to reintroduce it to the city with a more family-friendly focus and partnering with amazing organizations. And we've seen that growth and evolution in so many ways. So that's what I'm so excited to see on this trip. It's like, hey, Halloween, yes, we're going big, we're going hard, but in this kind of fresh new age where we're all working really wonderfully together. And, you know, we saw last year, we can shut down the strip and have this really amazing time where people of all ages and all walks of life were able to enjoy it.
And one thing about the last show that we saw was the community is ready for this.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, it was so powerful to see all the volunteers, so you know, guests that were out on the strip having a good time, come up to the sound booth and grab a trash bag and send some blood
Yeah, I
so
was
that they
gonna
can
bring
help
that
pick
up.
up the
I
trash.
saw people picking up after themselves.
Yeah.
And also helping out clean the streets. When they left, the streets were cleaner than they were when they started.
Yeah,
I mean, how
totally.
impressive is that?
Yeah,
That's just a
absolutely.
whole new mindset.
Yeah, such
But you
a-
know what, I think what's happening is, you know, Molly, you just mentioned the 3 generations sitting right here of being Saluki alums and seeing the difference. I mean, I was here in I was 81, and Halloween was rocking back then. I
Yeah.
mean, we're talking a sea of people from Grand all the way to Illinois Avenue,
Uh-huh.
or to 13 here.
Yeah.
So it was, that whole was just a sea of people as far as you can see. For the most part, it was pretty well behaved, et cetera. And then as the years went on, you know, things got a little out of hand, but generations have changed and just different philosophies, whatever. But what I saw happen last year was the synergy of all the organizations and the city getting together to make this work and make it happen. And then when we took that idea and went to IDOT, the Illinois Department of Transportation, said, hey, state highway, but we want to close the strip. There was no hesitation.
Yeah.
It was absolutely. We didn't expect that.
Yeah,
But I
sure.
think it's because of that synergy of everybody collectively getting together going, look, we're all in this together. Times are changing. Can we go back to the 80s? Can we go back to the 90s? That's never going to happen. We can't. That was in a bottle, and that is to stay on your mantle, and it's supposed to be there to go, wow, those are great memories. It's time now to create new memories with the family-friendly things we're going to be doing leading up to it, the music intensity that we're going to do. Hopefully this will just continue to grow, more arts and crafts, maybe a carnival down the road. Who knows? I mean, this really can keep exploding because we've got everybody working together.
Yeah.
That's what I think is
think
so
that's
unique
neat.
and important.
It's neat, and I mean, you've been such great partners too, River
Yeah.
Radio being one of them too, just to get the
Absolutely.
word out, but I mean, all of it
That's
is
what we
a
do well.
really
You know,
fun
we're the biggest mouth in
partnership.
town, so.
You mentioned it though, Steve, and you said a little bit, because you were on stage last year, and I was up there with you a little bit of time, but
Fantastic.
how cool was it
Yeah.
as you just kept seeing the sea of
Yes.
people
Yeah.
I got chills just
flood
right now
down
when you're
Illinois
talking.
Avenue?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it started out, there was a good little crowd, and then the longer the night went on, you just kept seeing more and more people. I thought it was so cool.
It was, and I mean, we stood there and go, this is how it was.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you brought that up, Dena, because I was gonna say that about how the cool thing was, I mean, and there were police officers, and you know what? They were friendly, and everybody was friendly to them, and they came up to me and were like, this was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
crowd was so great, and then watching people pick up, that's what blew me away. I'm just
Yeah.
watching this going, holy
And I truly believe it's gonna be that way this year. Everybody, you know, I've had some
Yeah.
people go, wow, are you worried? And I'm not the least bit
No.
worried. I think we've got the
Yeah.
right generation of people. We're doing it in the right manner. The planning's gone well. I think everyone on board, you know, they want this to succeed. So people are gonna help it succeed.
And we're gonna see it grow too. I mean, this is the catalyst, right? Like, this is where the community gets to come together. We hear what people's feedback are, and then we get to apply it that next year. And that's what's so beautiful about this event this year, is just taking what we did last year, amplifying it a little bit more, getting that word out a little bit further in advance, making sure that we welcome as many people that want to come back for it, getting, the students more involved, and adding the talent. Goodness, I'm so thrilled.
Yes, yeah.
Focusing on music street festival.
Yep.
There's a lot of components that could be involved in that, but the music is what Carbondale was always known for. I mean, how many well-known artists have played here, have come through here?
Exactly.
I mean, you can name, and the list would probably go on, we'll probably forget some.
Yeah, sure.
But Carbondale was always known for a place for people to come and enjoy a wide array of music from all different genres. So.
And that's what's so beautiful about our region right now. It's like, yes, Carbondale has always been that iconic music town, but we're also seeing some of our sister communities, ones up the 13 corridor even, that are expanding on their offerings, and it's so cool for our whole region just to grow as that music, hub, really.
Well, in this lineup, I mean,
yes.
These are all fun bands.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, fun music. I mean, last year with the Modern Day Saints and, Jungle Dogs, how much fun can that be? And we saw how much fun it was. These are bands like that too, with the funk and the different types of styles, and there's gonna be a lot of energy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I know this whole month is going to go by so quick. We have all of our offerings on CarbondaleHalloween.com. We have the Carbondale IL Tourism Facebook page, our Visit Seedale Instagram, all where we're funneling this information through. We'll start to do more storytelling as the month kind of evolves here with all those different incredible program offerings. And then more about the bands as well. So we'll make sure to get some teasers out there so folks can give a listen. I know our friends here at River Radio will also cycle through that on their channels.
We have a fun little blurb commercial coming out soon.
Oh,
We
we
filmed
sure
this
do.
week, so
Yes.
it'll be kind of cool to see some history in that commercial as well as what happens now.
Well, we encourage costumes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
We have a costume
I know we got the
contest.
costume contest and all that for the kids earlier or whatever, but we encourage adults, dress up.
It's
Let's
actually,
make this fun.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we have to tell people this is an all ages costume
Yes.
contest.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is
even the
all
contest.
ages.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
realize
We've
that.
got different
Okay.
categories
All
for
right.
that too. So, make sure to stay tuned because we have 4 different categories that
So
you
what do you
can
want?
win.
Come on.
I don't know if I can disclose that yet. I don't want to have this whole theatrical,
Ooh, okay.
I heard something about paper mache. That's
There
all
may be
I
paper mache
heard.
involved.
So, wow. All right. You don't hear about that.
Do you have a costume plan yet, Mr. MC?
No, I haven't
Steve's our
really even thought
MC,
about it.
by
But,
the way.
one year during the early years, again, I was here 81 to 85.
Uh-huh.
And then, just like a typical SIU student back in the day, I quit with 25 hours left. And finished up in December of 87.
Yes.
So I technically graduated in 87, should have graduated in 85. But during those heydays of the days of the Halloween back in the day, yeah, me and my girlfriend at the time, we were Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that's
I
perfect.
love it.
I had a tuxedo on with the werewolf mask, and then she was dressed like a belle of the ball. But we had signs on our back that she was the Beast and I was the Beauty. But you've seen all kinds of. I mean,
You did.
people are very creative. Let's put it that way.
They are.
So, yeah.
My best costume, and it was not here, but it was in law school. We had friends we went as Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, and the Jar of Honey.
Oh, that's
And the
cute.
jar of honey.
That's so
Nice.
cute.
Okay.
You gotta have that jar of
Who was the jar of honey?
I was the jar.
You
of
were the
honey.
jar of
I
honey.
had a paper mache jar of honey.
You reminded her.
So get your paper mache tools ready, folks. As you can hear, there's opportunity for that. Well, hey, thank you all so much. I hate to cut this conversation off. We could go all day. 'cause
Hey,
there's
can I
so
get
much-
one more thing though?
Please do.
Because
Go.
we've talked about Halloween and the music festival, the Halloween Homecoming Music Festival.
Uh-huh.
But it is homecoming, so we have
Yeah.
a parade
Yes.
at 10 a.m. on Saturday too. Come out for the parade, and then football game at 2 o'clock, but tailgate ahead
Yes.
of time. So Alumni Association partnered with the 80s and 90s group is having a big fun tailgate as well. Everybody come join us and cheer on the dogs also.
Absolutely. Go dogs.
Go Dogs.
Well, thanks so much, everyone. We'll talk with you next week.